Iranian military advisor Mohsen Rezaei has made new claims about U.S. military casualties. Rezaei claimed more than 500 U.S. troops were killed during recent fighting. Rezaei alleged the actual U.S. casualty figures are higher than publicly known. The claims were made in the context of U.S. military operations targeting Iran. Mohsen Rezaei claimed nearly 500 U.S. troops were killed during recent fighting. He made the remarks during a televised interview. Rezaei also claimed total U.S. casualties, including those wounded, were around 650. The figures have not been independently verified. The claims were made during an interview with Iran's state-run Press TV. Rezaei discussed the recent conflict with the United States. The United States has not confirmed the casualty figures cited by Rezaei. No official U.S. statement supports the claims. The remarks came amid months of U.S. military strikes and tensions over the Strait of Hormuz. The region has remained a major flashpoint. Rezaei said U.S. desperate maneuvers risk triggering a wider global conflict. The comments were made during the Press TV interview. The remarks came after President Donald Trump announced renewed negotiations between the United States and Iran. The announcement followed months of heightened tensions. However, the claim was rejected by Esmail Baghaei. He dismissed reports of renewed negotiations between the two countries.
At the present time, we are not conducting any negotiations with the United States. Negotiations are taking place with the Sultanate of Oman and are focused on reaching an understanding on a route that ensures the safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz. We are seeking, in consultation and cooperation with Oman, to determine this route as soon as possible, provided that by its nature it is a temporary route, through which we can ensure the safety of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz. Dr. Arachi is heading to Iraq today to take part in the Arbin pilgrimage ceremonies, which is a personal religious trip he makes every year. I would like to stress that all members of our negotiating team are still inside Iran.
U.S. troop losses linked to Iran-related operations are continuing to rise steadily, as updated casualty figures reveal a growing human toll. On July 31st, the Pentagon officially revised and updated its casualty figures connected to overseas operations involving Iran. According to official data, the number of U.S. personnel wounded in Iran-related operations increased from 236 to 268 in a sudden jump. The Defense Manpower Data Center reported that 32 additional U.S. troops were wounded within the span of just a single day. These newly updated casualty figures were released through the Pentagon's Defense Casualty Analysis System, which tracks military losses. The Pentagon clarified that this overseas operations category includes all casualties recorded since July 7th, marking a defined reporting window. This category was introduced after earlier public reporting on Operation Epic Fury officially concluded back in May. According to Pentagon data, 4 U.S. Army soldiers have been confirmed killed in action during the month of July alone. 3 of those soldiers were killed during an Iranian missile and drone attack targeting U.S. positions in Jordan on July 17th. A 4th U.S. soldier lost his life while attempting to detonate a drone during an ongoing military operation in Iraq. Iranian hardline lawmaker Mahmoud Nabavian has claimed to reveal what he described as the true U.S. military death toll from the war with Iran. Nabavian claimed in a post on X that the actual U.S. war death toll had reached approximately 600 personnel. Addressing the American public, Nabavian accused Washington of concealing the true scale of U.S. military casualties. He alleged that the U.S. government was not telling its citizens the full truth about the conflict with Iran. Earlier, the New York Times reported that the Pentagon reduced its official Iran war death toll from 18 to 14. According to the report, several service members were removed from the casualty list because they died after President Trump declared the April ceasefire. Notably, this latest casualty update came just days before Donald Trump made the decision to call off a planned military strike against Iran.
25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.
पच्चीस करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.